Hi everyone, it's so lovely to see you all. It genuinely is so lovely to see you all. Welcome, this is the 6th annual 21 to Watch Awards event. For those who don't know, does anyone actually not know me? Oh, Anne, come on. Well, for those who are listening in rather than sitting in the room, my name is Faye Holland. I'm the founder of Cofinitive, who Business Weekly have listed as the #1 PR and comms agency for the last 4 years on the trot, which we're delighted about. Part of that is our ethos and how we work. So we kind of, when we started 10 years ago, we saw a bit of a gap in the market. All the big companies were winning the prizes. And we actually went, you know what, there's so many super interesting companies out there that need to have a little bit of a leg up. So why don't we use our might to be able to help them? So we set up 21 to Watch. So over the last 6 years, we've had 1,736 applications into 21 to Watch, which is massive. Do feel sorry for Gemma, who has to trawl through them all. 301 of those were from this year alone. Out of those nominations, we only put 122 of those people, companies and things on the list, and only 1/3 of them made the shortlist. The top 21 to date, so there's been 106 of them, have raised £415 million. £415 million. That is huge. Out of that, we don't include companies that have had private acquisitions, private equity, or they've got undisclosed amounts because we don't know those. It also doesn't include CMR Surgical, who won in the first year. If we add their amount up, it takes it to well over £1 billion. So I think you'll find we have a little bit of a knack of picking the good companies and the ones to watch in the future. There's that argument that correlation and causation, you can't directly attribute them, but we certainly help. And we'll hear from one of our alumni shortly a little bit about that. So I would also like to make a special mention this year to our colleagues from Norwich. So the campaign is across the whole of the east of England. So we have John Stenhouse here from University of Essex, but we've also worked really closely with Soraya and Sheng and Ros, with UEA and Norwich Research Park to really bump up what's going on there as well and to represent them. So there's a couple of companies of note: Virilitas, Opau and Hothouse Therapeutics. All absolutely brilliant companies, all on the shortlist. They all got pipped to the post. But my point here is, don't just look at the top 21. Look at the shortlist and also look at the long list as well. There are some companies each year that miss out, and that's by virtue of their own success. So last year, Monumo, we were desperate to get them on the list, but they went into stealth mode. And by the time they came out of stealth mode, they'd raised 20 million. So they couldn't qualify to come on the list. And this year we had the same with Lark Optics, which I know some of you know. Really exciting company. They were on the shortlist and they couldn't continue because they also went in stealth mode. So it's really important just to look at the whole scope of it. But today we are here to celebrate the top 21. So who is going to join in the footsteps of some amazing businesses? So we've got companies like Unitary, VividQ, Paragraph, Riverlane, Broken String Biosciences, Sampler, Sanagenetics, the list goes on. It literally is a Rolodex of innovation for the east of England. So we're going to do presentations. Those who haven't been before, we do these awards in a very different format. It's fast. So you all have on your seats a little brochure and a pen. Trust me, as these people present, they've got 60 seconds to tell you what they do, to ask you for something or to ask for some help. So as they do the presentations, tick which ones, because when we've finished in here in about 37 to 40 minutes, to be precise, we're going to go back out and network. So that's it. we're going to start with the presentations. We're going to go in batches of 7. That makes it sound awful, so apologies for that. So we're going to go the 7 people, then the 7 companies, then the 7 things, and there will be an interlude. The only other rule is don't clap after the individual presentations. We're going to get them all back on as a 7, and you can clap afterwards. And they have 60 seconds. There is a timer. The timer's being managed. We don't have a bell, which is quite disappointing for me, but they're all really well practiced, aren't you all? Okay, so without further ado, let's hear from our 7 people.
Good afternoon. I'm here to pick up this prize on behalf of my colleague, Dr. Hamed Waraki. Hamed, armed with his research experience at the postdoc in the Cambridge Stem Cell Institute, embarked on a mission to advance personalized medicine via the integration of single-cell omics and machine learning. So K-STEM, his pre-incorporation initiative, aims to develop an artificial intelligence platform to accurately predict blood cancer relapse and customize the treatment strategies. Now we are developing a proof of concept model, and with sight on launching the company in 2025, K-STEM aims to transition from academia to a fully independent operational entity. So please add Ahmed on LinkedIn and come chat to us after. Thank you very much.
Hello, I'm Alicia from Bug Biome. Pests are destroying our food, and they transmit deadly diseases like malaria and dengue. To date, we've been over-reliant on chemicals to lethally control these pests, which can have negative impacts on pollinators, the environment, and our health. At Bug Biome, we're bringing novel microbial solutions to market, which are natural and longer lasting, as another tool in the toolkit for pest protection.
Hi everyone, I'm Bakul Gupta, one of the founders and CEO of a London-based biotech company called Deliver Biosciences. At Deliver Bio, we have developed a nanoparticle-based delivery vector platform technology, which allows us to deliver genes of choice to very, very specific cells directly inside the patients. Now, this allows us to create therapies directly in patients, and this in vivo creation of therapies allows us to create curative therapies that are not just potent, but affordable and scalable so that each and every patient around the world gets access to them. We started developing our first product for cancer, for curative therapies for cancer, but are now opening up the platform for disease indications, including autoimmunity, infectious diseases, so things like diabetes, HIV, etc. We are now seeking partnerships to allow us to deliver really new state-of-the-art constructs, genetic constructs, to help create therapies in vivo. So if you're interested, please come and talk to us. Thank you.
Sit back, I'm not going to pitch. My name is Jack. I recently finished my PhD degree at University of Cambridge. And I've learned a lot through 3 years of pipetting. I learned that I overdeveloped my hand muscles, a bit too thick now, but also on top of that, I learned plastic recycling doesn't really work as well as is promised. So during my research, I collaborated with Professor Owen Reisner at the University of Cambridge, and we developed this technology that turns waste plastics into green hydrogen. And what sets us different from other recyclers is that we can treat mixed, contaminated, and low-grade wastes and turn them into value-added commodities. We co-founded Protonera to be professional waste pickers. So if you know anyone, people or organizations, recyclers who wants to get rid of their waste, mixed waste, please let us know. And also people who want to decarbonize their need for green hydrogen, also feel free to talk to us. Thank you.
Photosynthesis is cool. We can generate so many valuable products from food, fuel, pharmaceutical product, and also oxygen. But If we combine photosynthesis with electrochemistry, things are getting even more interesting because we can generate electricity. My name is Paolo, and with Professor Chris Howe, I spent the last 10 years to develop this idea. And now we have fully functional prototypes. The next step is to translate this functional prototype in a product. If you want to know our plan, I'm here with David. Come to us and talk with us. Thank you. Photosynthesis well.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mark Golab, and I'm the co-founder of Cambridge Surgical Models. Surgery is complex, and it has errors. We've been listening to our surgeons, and surgical training is how we can make a difference. Together with my co-founders, Dr. Senthuran Katharathalupillai and Dr. Sam Massey, we are developing the next generation of artificial anatomical models for surgical training. We are using an innovative additive manufacturing process to produce organ models that will reliably look, behave, and bleed like real human organs. I am humbled to be receiving this award for recognizing both my own and my team's work to improve surgical outcomes, not just for us, but for all our loved ones. This will hopefully be the cornerstone of how we help empower our surgeons of the future. Thank you.
I'm Nadia, a plant biologist, developing a new technology that allows faster, cheaper way to improve our food crops. The current technology is slow, it's expensive, and it does not even work on all plants. Through my expertise in peptide biology, I've developed a new technique that can be applied to all plants using peptides, small compounds that can use to control and manipulate how plants grow. That includes to accelerate crop improvement. Currently, I'm improving legume crops or the bean family, such as soybean, fava beans, to be more climate resilient and sustainable. I'm open for collaboration and looking for business advice in the agri-tech and food tech industry. Thanks.
Well done, everyone. First five. So I have to do a special shout out to Giovanna. So she's standing in for Ahmed, who he's away. She wasn't able to be here. And not only was she standing in for him, she had to go first. So seriously brutal, but well done, everybody. So 21 to Watch really thrives because of the ecosystem. And James and I talk about this on the podcast all the time. The ecosystem is so important to Cambridge. And therefore, I feel it's really important that we actually talk about the ecosystem as well. So behind me on these three really subtle screens, you will see a whole load of logos, and they're the partners and sponsors that actually support 21 to Watch, and they make it happen. So there's a few that have been with us literally from the start. So, Burkitt's, Pennington's, Manchester Coopers, HSBC and Foresight Group, real absolute legends on how they support this community. Growth Hub sponsor the event itself. And this year we've had an influx of new people wanting to be involved. And that's because the ecosystem talks to each other. And they say, have a conversation, and they say, look, we're part of this, you should be part of it too. So companies like Appleyard Lees, Crayfish, Green and Purple, Mishcon de Reo and St John's Innovation Centre have all joined the fold with everyone else who's here as well. What you don't see from them just being on the board behind me is that each of these companies also support the Top 21. So all of them offer packages. So it may be advice, it may be resources, but if everyone took advantage of it, it works out around about £20,000. of services and offerings for them, which is incredible and again, a great thing for the ecosystem to support. So I just wanted to do a big shout out and thank you to all of our sponsors and partners. We're going to move on to the companies in a moment, but first of all, I promised it earlier, I've asked Catherine Elton, CEO of QKind, just to come up and say a couple of words. So 2 years, 2021 I think it was, Catherine won as a person. And then 2 years later, because of all of the things that she's done, she then came back and won as a company. So really impressive. So Catherine, can you just come up and say a couple of words, please?
Of course, thank you. So it's absolutely lovely to be here tonight to celebrate the successes of all these amazing companies. And Faye and her team always manage to generate an atmosphere, a very dynamic and enjoyable atmosphere. So thanks, Faye. Faye invited me to give you a quick update on what's happened since 2021 when we were I was lucky enough to be on the list. And then last year when QKind was on the list, which is the company I founded. QKind, just for information, we specialise in manufacture and engineering of growth factor proteins, which are essential for stem cell and organoid culture. So since then, and as many of you in this room will know, a week ago feels like a long time when you founded a company. So it was like 2021. When was that, Faye? So I had to go back to the spreadsheets, I tell you honestly. So since then, in November 2022, we closed a 4.3 million funding round. All thanks to the Cambridge ecosystem. We brought on some really exciting new investors onto our cap table. That allowed us to move to a new facility. So we moved from 1,000 square foot R&D lab, which is actually next door. And yes, we did camp at the Bradfield for a while, and we were very happy with their tolerance for my team as we gradually expanded. And then we've expanded our team from 10 to 35 people over that time as well. We also managed to scale our revenues 550% over that time, which is really exciting for us. We currently sell to customers, so stem cell biologists, organoid biologists, in 33 different countries. And this last year, we've signed 3 supply agreements with global corporates, which positions us really well for expansion going forwards. In that time, we've also managed to do some pretty cool science. So we've managed to support really exciting emerging sectors like the cultivated meat market, where we've been lucky enough to be one of the founding strategic partners for CARMA, which is a combined academic and industry hub, which received 12 million from the UK government last year. Really exciting field that's driving innovation. And we're continuing to also develop solutions for the organoid 3D cell culture organ on a chip space, which actually now feels like it's really gaining traction in drug discovery and precision medicine, particularly for cancer therapeutics. All of these things wouldn't be possible without the Cambridge ecosystem and the amount of support that we've received over the years since we founded at the end of 2016. We were nascent at the end of 2016. We're a spin out from Cambridge University, and I just wanted to extend my big thanks and enjoy your evening.
Thanks, Catherine. And I think it is really important that the alumni do come and talk and show all the things that they've done. And there's lots of them in the room, so please do seek them out and talk to them as well. They would be very willing to help. Anyway, enough of that. Let's move on and hear who the top 7 companies are.
Hi, I'm Alan, co-founder of Beyond Math. Digital simulation is a huge industry, but it's also a huge bottleneck for everything we engineer. This is the supercomputing simulation of the day, and it is absurdly expensive and slow. At Beyond Math, we are building a foundational AI model of physics to be able to predict and simulate the physical world orders of magnitude faster. This is going to transform engineering. We will be able to fully optimize our designs for such as performance, efficiency, and cost. So we are a young startup in Cambridge, and if you're interested in what we are doing or you want to work with us, we'd love to hear from you. So do come and chat to us afterwards. Thank you.
CVT is honored to be a 21 to Watch company this year. We are an integrated medical device company focused on delivering diagnostic biomarker tests for early detection of neurodegenerative diseases. Our first product, the AI Scope, identifies characteristics of mild cognitive impairment and Alzheimer's disease pathology in the retina. Alzheimer's is a growing problem and is soon to be the leading cause of death in the UK. There is significant unmet need for cost-effective, scalable solutions to detect it in its earliest stages. We formed the company in March of last year and have made significant progress since then. Our current priorities are building our team and gathering preliminary data to then move on to pivotal trials. We aim for a product launch mid-2026. Neuroretinal imaging shows such tremendous promise, and we are very excited to be here today to share our vision with you. Thank you.
I'm Steve from CellXL. So biomaterials have an Achilles heel. They're very susceptible to moisture and water, and that affects their performance, and it also affects the applications they can be used in. So at CellXL, we've created a modular chemistry-based technology that solves this problem. And we're starting the journey by looking at the use of natural fibers, making them waterproof, so that they can be used in the biocomposites industry. But why stop there? So imagine a biopolymer that is waterproof, very rare experience. And we're looking for you guys to join us on that journey to power up the biomaterials industry and get these really exciting materials adopted into the market as a whole. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Kat from Expression Edits. At Expression Edits, we are working on making proteins that no one else can make. Now, for those of us who are not biologists in the room, the way we make proteins today is by giving instructions to living cells for the desired protein for the cell to make that protein for us. Just like our logo, the natural instructions in our cells contain a message within a message. Yet the artificial instructions we're giving to the cells today in the field of biotechnology do not have that layered structure. This discrepancy between the two leads to poor production of proteins. So at Expression Edits, we are designing artificial constructs that have that layered structure, which leads to better production and enables producing new proteins that haven't been able to be produced before. We do that by making lots of data points in the lab, as well as using artificial intelligence. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Vid Stojvic. I'm the CEO at Quano. So at Quano, we are developing the next generation of small molecule drugs for challenging enzyme disease targets. So about 40% of small molecule drugs already target enzymes, so the market is huge, but there's also a big frustrated need in the industry in the sense that most disease-relevant enzymes have not been drugged to date. The key reason for this is that the quantum mechanics of the enzyme catalysis process is immensely complex. It is very important for drug discovery, but it is also beyond the reach of traditional pharma and biotech sort of approaches. And this is really where Quano comes in. So we've developed a platform that combines advanced quantum expertise and simulations together. It's supported by AI as well, in order to address this challenge. So we have a number of internal programs, and we're looking to partner with pharma and biotech around valuable enzyme classes. And we're also just starting our Series A process. So if you're interested in any of this, please come and talk to me afterwards. Thank you.
Hello. Did you know cement and steel industry CO2 emission is equal to the whole transport sector? Now, the problem with cement and steel is that CO2 emission is part of the manufacturing process. And currently, the most feasible solution is to capture the CO2. However, our current carbon capture capacity is only 43 megaton. And we have to increase it by 100-folds in less than 16 years to stick with our emission reduction target. So the problem with this is not the technology, but it's the cost. And we think any breakthrough must address this problem. I'm Omid, co-founder and CEO of Remedium, and we are developing a grid-scale electricity storage solution that operates by capturing CO2. This introduces revenue by monetizing the variation in cost of electricity and generate profit. We're looking for advisors, investors, and potential team members. And if you're interested, please reach out. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Luna. I'm CEO and co-founder of Vector Bioscience. And Vector Bioscience is an AI-enabled and cargo-agnostic drug delivery platform for oncology. Our technology offers nanoscale shuttles that protect and deliver macromolecules like RNA and traditional therapies directly to the tumor, maximizing efficacy and minimizing side effects. And this award here today celebrates our latest milestones. We have received positive in vivo data in treating triple-negative breast cancer and pancreatic cancer. And Vector right now is in a pivotal growth moment with expanding our data set, but also our team, our advisors. And we're about to start our fundraising round and also the internationalization of our company. So I want to take this opportunity here to invite experts, investors, and advisors to join us. Your expertise will help propel our technology into life-saving therapies for patients. So join us in redefining the future of oncology, the future where we do not fear cancer. Thank you.
My timekeeper has just reliably informed me 2 of you went over. But then, to be honest, Ting clapped, so, you know, it's all good, it's all good. Seriously, congratulations. You know, like I said, it goes really fast. You're getting such a range of different types of innovation. It's actually quite challenging sometimes even just to listen and as you go through them all. So how do people get here? You know, I'm asked quite often, how do we nominate? How do we get people on the list? It's completely open. So anyone can submit themselves. We work with, like I talked about, the University of Essex, University of East Anglia, and also Cambridge University we work really closely with, and they provide nominations. The investors do, the mentors, the advisors, heck, they can self-nominate. We really don't mind where these nominations come from. And it's good because it adds some real diversity to it as well. We then assess every single nomination that comes in and work out, do they meet certain criteria? So we have things like, how large are they as a company? How many employees? What have they raised already? Because we want to have those ones that are below a certain threshold. And then they get scored on 5 criteria. And that basically carries them through to what is ultimately the list that's the short list. But because it's all done based on calculations, we kind of like to have it checked over before it goes to judging. So we ask our sponsors and partners each year, a couple of them, to just sanity check the list, make sure it's it's representative and all those kinds of things. So this year we had Rachel Bradley from Pennington's Manchester Cooper and Jamie Bignell from HSBC. So thank you to both of you, because it's hard going through that list and making sure that the right people are on it. It also takes the responsibility away from me, which is super cool. It then goes to formal judging. So every year the judges rotate. It's never the same judges. And by the time we publish the shortlist, the process has actually already gone through judging. So no one can go and have a conversation with the judges and try and sway any scores. So this year, our judges were John Bradford, Managing Partner at Dynamo Ventures, Fiona Nielsen, who many of you will know, serial entrepreneur and invests a lot of time in mentoring science and technology startups, and Nitin Patel, who runs his own impact company and is also a mentor at Cambridge Judge Business School. So I thought Nitin could come up and just say a couple of words, please, on what that judging process was like, because I have to say it was brutal this year. There was less than 1% in a lot of them, and actually some of them, the final scores, it was down to 0.33, and it was nail biting. So Nitin, what was it actually like as a judge, please?
Well, it's quite stressful actually, and you don't give us a lot of time, so that's good and bad actually.
You've got a lot more time than these guys.
Well, yeah. So I spent my whole Sunday actually making sure I understood the system to not get it wrong. But what it showed is the strength of where all these businesses come from, because as you said, there's people already pre-checked, and then you've got 2 or 3 of us sort of rechecking and coming up with a list at the end. And it just goes to show that the size and the number of opportunities that come through this ecosystem. So yes, it is stressful, and we hope we've done the right things, and those who have missed out, I'm sure they're all good.
Thank you. Okay, we're going to move to the final category. I love this category. It's kind of the most eclectic category. So you have the people who are really at the start of the journey, the companies that are probably forming a little bit, and then you have innovative companies in there that are getting their product to market. And so they kind of sit in the middle a little bit. So actually, I don't know why it's the third, but anyway, that's a totally different conversation. So let's find out who the things are for this year.
Good evening, my name is Andy Lessey and I'm the COO of Antler Bio. Our thing is EpiHerd, which is our proprietary herd screening platform that employs transcriptomics, epigenomics and artificial intelligence to improve the performance, health and sustainability of livestock. As I'm sure many of you will be aware, farmers are under increasing pressure at the moment. From profitability to sustainability, they require new innovation to help meet these challenges. EpiHerd is an example of such innovation, focusing on the expression or activity of genes from production animals that regulate desirable characteristics and traits. The outdated mantra that genetics are the blueprint for life is no longer enough. Instead, it's the activity of genes and how they're influenced by the environment that has never been more important. EpiHerd enables us to capture this vital data and put it into the hands of farmers, where it can be employed to optimise diet management and husbandry on farm, resulting in more productive, higher welfare and more sustainable herds. We are currently fundraising. If you'd like to find out more, please come and talk to me.
Good evening, I'm Robin Sands, CEO of AutoPicker. So the UN says that we need to produce 60% more food by the year 2050 in order to compensate for a growing population. However, there's a critical labour shortage in agriculture, and this threatens the safety and security of our entire food supply chain. Agriculture needs to be automated. So our solution to this was to produce a lightweight, autonomous picking platform for agriculture. The thing that I am nominated for today is Gus, our beachhead product, which is an asparagus harvester, but we are now developing products in vineyard management and also in cut flower harvesting. And we are opening our fundraise in about 2 weeks' time. So that's all from me. Thank you very much.
Hello, I'm Dr. Seamus Hashir from Heartfelt Technologies. Heart failure is the end stage of many cardiovascular diseases. It is the single most common reason for people over the age of 65 to be hospitalised. And yet, the drugs for managing heart failure are extremely effective. What that means is that the bulk of those hospitalisations are for patients who did not take those drugs reliably. This is hardly surprising when the average heart failure patient is prescribed 200 pills a month. We are nominated for a small medical device that sits in the patient's home, unobtrusively monitoring their health and well-being, and can detect that that patient is going downhill 2 weeks prior to hospitalisation. That's enough time for a home visiting nurse to come and provide the crucial drugs that will completely avoid that hospitalisation, giving that patient better quality of life and more time with their loved ones. Please bring us your patients.
Current batteries, like the ones in your phones, your laptops, electric vehicles, the lithium-ion battery isn't good enough. They don't have enough energy or to last long enough, and they contain critical metals like nickel, manganese, and cobalt. And they're hitting a glass ceiling in performance as well. We need better next-generation batteries for a step forward. And this is a huge problem that so many people are working on. My name is Ismail Sami. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Molyon. And we have a solution. We made an entirely new type of battery called the lithium-sulfur battery, like the prototype I brought here today. These batteries have twice the energy compared to a lithium-ion battery. So for the same weight, we deliver twice the energy. That means if you were to replace it in your Tesla with our battery, you'd be able to drive twice as far. And we do this with abundant materials as well. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Dmitry Kazhdan and I'm the CTO and co-founder of 10x. As you may know, AI for computer vision is about to make a quantum leap. Not only will we be able to detect objects from images and videos, but we will also be able to generate entirely new high-quality images and videos using generative AI technology. What some of you may not know is that there are currently no systematic ways of validating, inspecting, or monitoring such AI systems. At 10x, we're dedicated to building tools allowing you to manage your data quality, manage your AIs, and prevent your AIs from misbehaving and other nasty situations. We are always looking for more customers to serve, and we're planning to kick off fundraising later in the year. So if you resonate with our vision, please come and chat to us in the networking session shortly. And 5 seconds to spare, so thank you, everyone.
Lab tools are the unsung heroes of modern scientific research. Micropipettes, gel electrophoresis, many more. By enabling the discoveries of today, they lay the foundations for the innovations of tomorrow. Verinogen exists to bring new enabling technologies to underserved scientific sectors, starting with this conceptually simple but brilliantly innovative new tool to improve the way that preclinical cancer therapies are assessed in vivo, bringing early-stage transformative new treatments through to clinical trial and patients faster. Our company is a product of the amazing entrepreneurial ecosystem here in East Anglia, and it's this ecosystem that has enabled us to build a truly transformational product, the impact of which will be felt worldwide. We're very grateful for this recognition and to all of our partners, allowing us to highlight that better tools means better science. If this is something that resonates with you, come and talk to us.
Hello, my name is Alex Pato, CEO and co-founder of William Oak Diagnostics. Deficiencies such as iron deficiency, vitamin D, vitamin B12 deficiencies can have catastrophic effects for human health. And they're actually rising in the UK. So, for example, iron deficiency has doubled, over doubled in the last 10 years to 500,000, despite the wide availability of supplements. If you were to pay for a test now, you'd have to take a relatively large amount of blood, send it to a central lab, which takes time and is also invasive. So at William Oak Diagnostics, we're transforming maternal and child health by providing a credit card-sized device that enables and empowers clinicians and individuals to test their key deficiency markers in the comfort of their home. We're an early-stage startup, just over a year old. We've raised about £300,000 to £400,000 of funding, and this is a pivotal year for us to get to our next inflection point to get seed funding at the end of the year. If you think you can help around mentorship or advice, please come talk to us. Thank you.
Well done, Dimitri, for clawing back that 5 seconds. Thank you. Much appreciated. Okay, that's it. They are your top 21 for 2024. I think you'll find, again, super interesting companies, and hopefully synapses are going on how you can help them or how you can recommend other people can help them. So well done to the top 21 and to our alumni and to the shortlist and longlist companies. You're all extraordinarily deserving to be here. Thanks again to the sponsors and partners. And to Mark. Where's Mark at the Bradfield Centre? Oh, hi, Mark. So Mark just told me off before we started saying, you've got away with so many things at this event. So thanks, Mark, for your patience, but it's delighted to be back here with you. As I said before, Gemma is the engine behind 21 to Watch. Gemma is actually sat at the back next to the camera the whole time. Oh, she's mortified about that. She does everything. You know, she's an absolute legend. So thank you to Gemma. And also, so Carol is our absolute guru at PR. She can get anything in anywhere as long as it's got a good story. So she's much more than just chaperoning the top 21. So thank you to Carol too. Lovely. We've then had Albie, has been responsible for the clicker, the timing thing. Albie's my son. And Terry as well. So we've had Terry. Oh, I rope everyone into this, honestly. So Terry, Ella and Sophie have all run front of house for us. And Sophie, I'm really sad because she's got a different job, so she won't ever be able to do it again. So slightly mortified, but we wish her absolutely all the best. But most of all, not saying anything about anyone I've just mentioned, thank you to all of you. You know, literally, your ongoing support, we it's cracking. You know, we genuinely love it. We do this because we love it, and you all help us to do it. So thank you very much for that. Now, the next Cambridge Tech podcast with my co-host, James up there, is on 21 to Watch. We did Cambridge Tech Week last week. It's 21 to Watch this week. So please do tune in. And tune in more generally, because we talk to all of you. You know, many of you around the room have been on it. We're certainly going to be talking to all of the companies, whether you're in Norwich, Cambridge, Essex, we really don't mind. So please do tune into that. That's it. So what I want to do now is just invite our top 21 all to squash back on the stage, give them a huge round of applause, and we'll take a photo. And then please, back outside, there's pizza, there's non-alcoholic, alcoholic drinks, just network, enjoy yourself, and it's a pleasure to be in your company. Thank you, everyone.